ठीक। हेलो हेलो।
लेट आ रहा है, ऑडियो वीडियो दोनों आ गया, लेकिन अब फिर अगर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर चाहिए तो ये देता हूँ मैं तब।
May I request everyone to please be seated, put your phones on silent, and with a show of hands, can you tell me how many have filled the feedback form? Anybody who's filled the feedback form या किसी ने भी नहीं भरा है? You filled one. The team has not given abhi. Okay, let me tell the team to get the feedback forms on the table. Secondly, have everybody dropped their visiting cards in the fishbowl? Everybody's done that? Great. And has everybody, engaged, tweeted a bit about the hashtags and about the event? Because one of you, actually 5 of you could be winners, that's why. So I think only the feedback forms are left now, which I'll just tell the team to sort of maybe give you on the tables so that you can fill it at that point of time. And we're just waiting for 2-3 people to come inside, and we'll be resuming the conclave in just less than 2 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Data Quest Digital Leadership Conclave and the 32nd ICT Business Awards. Can we have a little bit, like everybody just sit up a little, just stretch your back. थोड़ा lean हो गए हम, थोड़ा पेट बाहर आ रहा है थोड़ा सा. Let's just sit up because this is the most interesting and the most coveted part of today's conclave. Thank you. I'm Samriti Grover, your host for the evening now. And today's proceedings, we have a few important discussions and the prestigious 32nd ICT Business Awards, which recognize excellence, innovation, and leadership in the Indian tech industry. We are proud to honor this year the IT Person of the Year, the Path Breaker of the Year, Lifetime Achievement Awards to two distinguished leaders, and many more outstanding contributions in the field of IT and digital transformation. I would like to extend gratitude to our partners and sponsors, Hitachi Vantara, NIIT, Seagate, Nixie, and APJ Education, for making this event possible. A special thank you to our supporting partners, including India Electronics and Semiconductor Association, TIE Delhi NCR, and Digital India Bhashini Division. Before we move on to the award ceremony, we have a very important yet impactful panel discussion, the government in the AI revolution. There were a lot of questions in the morning about, government data, securing government data, role of government. I think this panel discussion will answer a lot of those queries. AI is transforming governance from digital public services to data-driven policy making. While the government must regulate AI to prevent misuse, it also has the opportunity to leverage AI for better decision making, citizen services, and security. So, how can AI make digital governance more meaningful? To discuss this, we have an expert panel. Let's all welcome our panel for this topic. Our first guest, Shri Goluk Kumar Simli, CTO Passport Seva Program 2.0, Ministry of External Affairs, a pioneer in e-governance, leading AI-driven innovations in India's passport services. May I invite Mr. Goluk on stage, please? Our second panelist, Mr. Siddharth Sharma, Head of IT Operations, Digi Yatra Foundation, driving AI-powered transformation in digital travel and identity verification. I have Mr. Siddharth on stage. And guiding the conversation, moderating it is Sugandha Srivastav, Senior Analyst, CMR, a tech policy expert analyzing impact of AI on public services and governance. Guys, let's have a round of applause. So we're all back in the room now. Thank you, and over to you, Sugandha.
Good noon, everyone. So I think you guys are not sleepy and I will be able to keep you engaged. So like we are seeing, AI is taking a center place worldwide, how governments, they are managing the information, they are using data to enhance services, the citizen services, and how they are enhancing the efficiency while catering basic needs of citizens of their country. So basically, India is leading the space. Recently, India has allocated a budget of 2,000 crore for AI and a 500 crore for, setting up a center of excellence for AI. So my question to you, my first question to you would be, AI is evolving and it's bringing both the opportunities and the risk. So do you think that current AI policies, when it's coming to catering citizen services, it's catering to both, means to providing to provide enhanced services and security as well?
Thanks, Sugandha. Let me at the outset thanks DataQuest and entire team having me here. Question is very pertinent. In fact, since we are discussing about the emerging sense, be it AI, be it all the AI related stuff, let me also make very clear that AI alone will not do. I think along with AI, you have to also look into other emerging sense, be it a cloud, be it a big data concept, be it a IoT and distributed computing. So all of them together, if I take it forward, one side, like Sugandhaji had said, saying that how do you leverage AI and related tools in terms of giving the next level of citizen experience, which probably we are doing. Uh, the other side is how do you manage your resources effectively. When I say resources, it could be your hardware and software resources, it could be your manpower resources. So that is the second side of it. Uh, but overall, if you ask me, I think I always say that AI has three eyes. And what are those three eyes? The first eye is the innovation. Now, let me quote some examples so that after a heavy lunch, we should not go into a sleep mode. Uh, the first, when I say the innovation, the first eye, whatever you are doing today, can you do differently? Can you solve a problem differently? That's where the potential of AI may be. To quote an example, let's say when you are trying to give a next level of citizen experience to all of you in terms of delivering passport services, whether you live within the country or maybe the diaspora across the globe. The first innovation what we have done, and we're leveraging these emerging sense is, how do I reach you wherever you are? Doesn't matter you are coming from a Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and applying for a passport services, or let's say a poor villager or farmer at a far end of our country trying to reach for a government services like passport. So how do I reach you wherever you are, whichever language you understand, whichever devices you are interacting with me? So can I do that? And that's where I think the first stage. So you have to innovate. You have to innovate use cases, right? AI will not work on air. AI has to be developed with some use cases. So one of the use cases I said. The second use case is something I call transformation. Can you bring a transformation? And when I say transformation, it must not be and should not be a silo way. So assume that you are again seeking a passport services. So right from applying on the portal till you get a passport, can I leverage AI wherever possible? Again, you have to develop use case on the customer interface side, on the process and policy side, and also tracking, let's say, end-to-end feedback and grievance mechanism. So that's the way now when you look on an enterprise way. The third is definitely when you are leveraging AI, as I said, uh, one has to be guarded. Guarded when I say when you are developing those use case, do you really understand your business rules? If you do not understand your business rule, if you do not identify your data sets well, if you do not feed to the AI model well, I don't think you are going to land somewhere. You are terribly going to land somewhere wrong. So that's the third area I think we all need to work on. So that is the first eye, the innovation part. How do you innovate? Let's say I have engaged an industry model, right? In the entire passport issuance system, when I am working with the industry, my biggest worry is how do I take care of the sovereign issues, right? Government, we have sovereign resources, sovereign data, critical functions. So the idea is when you are leveraging the emergencies, are you in a position to segregate between a sovereign resource and non-sovereign resource? Are you in a position to devise such kind of a access role and authorizations, right? Are you in a position to devise your data by itself in terms of PII data, public data, configurable data, fiduciary data? I have done that. I have done that, right? So that's the innovation part. The second is the second eye, three eyes. The second eye is the impact. What kind of impact we are looking? Which interface you are looking to create that impact? Is it a citizen interface? It is a backend resources? Is it a cross-functional kind of area you are looking the impact? Or is it you are looking impact in terms of, let's say, data security and privacy concerns? So again, you need to develop those use cases. The third is definitely, I said, innovation, impact, and third is integration. Utmost important. You have a legacy. You are carrying a legacy forward, right? Whatever infrastructure you have in hand, whatever application you have in hand, whatever, let's say, operation in hand, you cannot leave the legacy alone. So how do you integrate with the legacy? So innovation, impact, and integration. These are the three area and develop use case, build your data, align your data, but do not forget something I always say, saying that the rules of engagement. What are the rules of engagement? And when I say rules of engagement, it is nothing but your compliances, regulations, and law of the land. Tomorrow, if you go somewhere wrong, where do you land? You land into the court of law. Then how do you protect yourself? If you are not aligned with your rules of engagement, then again, I think probably you are going terribly wrong. So that's my first take. Thank you.
So Siddharth, very quickly, your point of views on, like I already mentioned, that it's bringing both opportunity and risk. So how should Indian government, can balance between the innovation and regulation?
Uh, I think it's already there. So the Indian government is doing a fantastic work by balancing innovation and regulation very nicely, with having relevant frameworks in place, having a lot of conversation with the industry participants, and with DPDPA coming in with AI uh, gaining more importance, then that will definitely play a big role. And government is playing a very beautiful role there. One thing which I strongly believe in, that AI is like a child, right? So the way child grows, the same way this technology is growing, and we all humans are the teachers or the parents to that. And government can play a role like a school, right? So by having those guardrails in place, having those frameworks in place, so that, and these frameworks, I don't see it as it was being discussed earlier in the day as well. These are not the brakes. These are the guardrails which help you move faster. They will actually take away a lot of many people do want to do the right things. Majority of us want to do the right things. Do we The problem comes in when we don't know what is the right thing to do, in terms of what are the boundaries, in which boundaries to operate and all. So these frameworks which will be in place will help us define those boundaries pretty well, so that I know I can only focus upon the use cases and work around those guardrails, and do things around it. So yeah, so I think government will is playing a good role. They will continue doing that, and I think at the global level, little philosophical, however, that is going to happen. The way we have nuclear treaties now, and I think many folks are saying this, we'll have AI treaties among countries going ahead, because this is something which none of us know how it is going to evolve into, what it is going to evolve, because it is evolving. I really doubt if anyone can answer uh, what AI does, how it does. It's happening, it's evolving as we speak, it's evolving. So yeah, and government is also giving a right amount of ammunition to the parties to innovate as well. Many of the use cases which are there in the DPI framework, which are unheard of globally, now are all bedrock of data. Similarly, Digiyatra is one such example. So yeah, which has flourished so nicely. It's one of the leading examples globally for self-sovereign identity and a use case to streamline journeys. So yeah.
Yeah. So DG Yatra is AI powered, identity verification system. So do you, how do regulations impact when we think about, implementing such AI deployment in identity verification system? Because authentication is something very critical when it comes to citizens. So do you think, like, how regulations are impacting such AI deployment?
So it's not impacting, it's helping us only. So to build solutions which are so Digiyatra is a privacy by design. So we when the- this so all of us know Digiyatra for convenience. How many of you Digiyatra is here? Just a show of hand. Oh wow, too many of you. Yes, great. Now, everybody relates Digiyatra with convenience for sure, right? Like you are travel ready, you arrive at the airport, show your face, gate opens, you cross the touch points and done, right? The 30-minute thing has come down to 10 minutes. How many of you really know that the whole solution is powered without any central storage? Any? Yeah, very few hands. So yeah, that's the innovation part. So Golubji rightly gave 3 I's. So innovation part is there, impact part is there, uh, and the integration is also there. So yeah, so when it comes to answer your question, how regulations impact us, they help us be in check. During the initial days, there was a lot of noise around privacy and all. When Digiyatra recently started, so it definitely helped us fine tune. We were doing the right things, but how do you communicate is also the answer. So to improve upon the consent frameworks, how do you take consent? How do you make it more elaborate? Mighty stepped in and they guided us to do the right thing there as well. Similarly, Niti Aayog ran a report about responsible AI. Digiyatra was picked up as one of the case study in it. So they have a lot of recommendations, which I think globally also people are not following. So many of those recommendations, to be very frank and positively, we can claim that they are adhered to today in the Digiyatra framework. So that was I see it as a collaborative effort rather than bringing us down or not a challenge there.
Yeah. Okay. So Golok sir, my next question to you, recently I myself visited the Passport Seva Center, and I was truly amazed by the seamless experience that I had there. So can you share us one example of, any AI feature which got integrated and enhanced the, experience of the people who are visiting the centers?
No, absolutely. I think, Sugandha, the idea is not one. I mean, the potential is the leveraging of AI, and as I said, it's not about AI alone, but all of them together. If you see, how do you bring in that end-to-end experience together? Let me quote another example so that we all connect. Whether someone is coming from industry, we come from government, education, whatever sector it is, what is that we are looking for when you are looking for a service, citizen service, or a product or solution, or maybe data security and privacy? In all sense, I'm looking for four things. What are those four things? The first and foremost thing is the speed, the efficiency. Now, let's say you are applying for a passport services. Many a time, we are getting a call from citizen because the fact is they come to Passport Seva Kendra, submitted. I mean, their final processing is done, and even before they reach their house, there is a SMS on their mobile saying that your passport is in print queue. Now, somebody says that, is it a hoax SMS or is it really true? How is it possible? I am not even reach home. I am on the way back to home. You are sending me a SMS saying that my passport is in print queue. How is it possible? So how do you bring in that efficiency? How do you bring in that speed? That is the where I think you need to develop, as I said, those use cases, those areas of concerns. And when I say those areas of concerns, whether in terms of dealing with the citizens, in terms of verifying a document per se, in terms of dealing with the process per se, I take hardly 30 minutes within the Passport Seva Kendra. Again, that means here not only the processes, operation is also involved, right? The manpower side is also involved. So all pieces together, and that's how one has to look. But the other fact is, when India like country, the problem of ours is you are dealing with a scale. So that's why I always take another four A's. The first stage is the speed, which I spoke about. Second is the scale. Now we are dealing with a mass of, let's say, more than 1.4 billion people. And whom are you dealing with? There are a lot of variations, right? In terms of demography, geography, literacy, education, economic conditions. You are dealing with so much of a variations. Can you bridge those gaps? Can you bring a technology solutions which deals with equal to every one of them? Doesn't matter you come from rural, urban, your economic background, doesn't matter. Your literacy conditions, your vernacular, your dialect, doesn't matter. So that's the scale we are dealing, right? So that's the second is. So speed, scale, and third is security. Whatever we are doing, whether we are talking about DPDP, all the compliances, regulations, it's all about how are you or how securely are you dealing with that data, that services, that schemes, that product, that solutions. And that's why when we are engaging with industry, our take with from the industry is, can you give me a solution which ensures speed, scale, security, and the last piece is the sustainability. Two part of sustainability. One is that how do you sustain over a time, and other part of a sustainability is now, I think it's high time that the hydrocarbon entrenched economy is going to last for some more time, right? Maybe 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Then what? You have to come out and move towards a green energy. That's the other piece of sustainability. So if you look, leverage AI, all these potentials, to my mind, all these four A's together, if you can build and practice, AI will evolve, AI will learn. It's up to you how do you evolve and learn with those boundaries, all those four A's pieced together. And when you look all of them together, I don't foresee it's a silo way, as you are saying, which area. It's not be in area, it should be end to end kind of a holistic approach. So that's the way. Thank you.
Okay. So in few recent conversation, I was able to, experience and understand how public and private authorities are collaborating. Like I've seen examples how DOT, C dot, Railtel, GEM portal, the Ayushman Bharat, Passport Seva, COVID. So these all are how they are integrating and working. So I would like to take your views on, how can public-private partnerships accelerate AI adoption in government services? And do you see any role for, Indian startups coming up and supporting Indian government to implement AI in their services?
That's already happening. The Digiyatra is a classic example. It's a PPP pro only, right? So so for those who don't know that Digiyatra is supported by Ministry of Civil Aviation. However, on the board of Digiyatra sits Airport Authority of India and the remaining public-private airports. So they have an equal share, and it's a industry-led initiative. It's a neutral body which was created to create the digital ID solution for a seamless access to the airport. So yes, many of the initiatives which you mentioned, including Digiyatra, yes, so it's a big role to play. All these initiatives, government alone can't do everything. It has to be support from industry as well. And the startup ecosystem, you cannot deny that at all, because any new innovation technology which is happening, there is an interplay of that. Even in Digiyatra, we have not built everything from scratch. We have taken the best of whatever is required to build the use case. Digiyatra is a digital ID solution which is powered by, when I have to talk about the government side, it would not have been possible without Aadhaar. So the Aadhaar is the globally. Um, uh, I I was in a forum of IATA One ID, which is trying to do similar solution at a global scale. But what challenge they are facing is how do you create a profile of a user, or how do you create a verified credential by using the document. So in India, we have a luxury of having Aadhaar, wherein the and government departments are talking to each other through APIs. API Setu is a classic example. DigiLocker is an example, right? So you could easily create a profile without getting a human intervention into it. So you key in your Aadhaar number, your OTP comes, and then your XML data comes from Aadhaar. And in Digiyatra, then what we do is we create a verified credential. We purge all the data which was pulled up from Aadhaar ecosystem and immediately create a verified credential and stores it on the user's phone. And that is where I'm saying that architecture was serverless. So that's the government part of it. When it comes to the private, it is hosted on AWS. And the algorithms which we are using for the facial validation when you are onboarding is also NIST rated in algorithms, which is again coming from a private entity. There are algorithms which are in play to parse your boarding pass data and other things. So, and then when it comes to the regulatory frameworks and others, guidance from MOCA, MIT, and all other government departments is always there. So, classic example of PPP coming together and for a solution which is yeah, so easing the journeys.
So you are managing a lot of, citizen data. So do you think there is a threat of cyber attacks also associated with it?
Okay, so we are not storing or managing any data. it's a zero data. And I think that is one thing which everybody needs to know. And that's why most of us started wearing these t-shirts. Maybe I'll have to stand up and show. So if you have not read it yet, it says, don't know your customer. And that we have to do it as a campaign because you designed a solution which is privacy first, but I think we are living in a world where since morning we have been hearing, how will you create a solution without data? Where is my data? You put it anywhere, it is everywhere, not with DigiYatra. When you're using this is one of the most privacy preserving solution out there globally. So and why we can say that, because this has been done as a design. It's not an afterthought with DigiYatra. So there is no storage. Data is in motion. We say data is new oil. We all agree data is oil and data has value. Since morning we have been spoken about it. But can you store oil for longer duration? No. Oil should always be in motion, powering vehicles, powering industries, right? The moment you store oil, it can evaporate or it will have no value to it. Similarly, we believe at DigiYatra data should always be in motion, and that's what the solution is all about. We have brought together all the participants who need to do a certain thing to move a passenger, to validate a passenger, and then use the touch points from entry till the boarding gate. Now, to do this, we don't need to store any data. The data is always stored with the user on their phone as a verified credential. The concept is called self-sovereign identity, and it uses blockchain to issue a verified credential, which is very similar to the Xerox copy which we would have used in past, right? It's a physical version of it. You take a Xerox copy, you put a gazetted officer stamp on it, and then you give it to anybody who can trust this. So there is what happened here. You created a trust triangle between the original ID holder and the entity who put a gazetted officer stamp on it, the gazetted officer, and the entity who wants to validate. So DigiYatra, in simple terms, is a digital version of that. It is with you. You share it with the airport before your travel, and airport keeps the selfie of yours and the boarding pass details till the flight departs. Even immediately after 24 hours of your flight departure, the data is purged from the airport as well, and this is taken care of with the certain audits that automated scripts are there. So yeah, so in a world where everybody wants data, we have taken care of our cybersecurity threats and all by completely minimizing, or so to say, removing the threat surface itself. There is no database, long-term database at all, at least in DigiYatra.
Okay, so my final question with you, with both of you, is actually if you could implement one AI-powered innovation across all government services, what it would be?
No, I think as far as ours is concerned, we have already implemented a lot of use cases. Maybe others can come and see how do we replicate these use cases. But one more thing I must bring here, saying that when we are leveraging AI potential, especially within the government sector, now this is the time where I think when we are leveraging services, leveraging benefits, looking towards the citizens, let's create a interface where I interact with all those databases wherever they are. I interact seamlessly. I interact all of them without violating any data privacy and data security concerns. But at the same time, assume that you are applying for a passport services, looking for a address change per se. Let's say, why is that I can't ask you saying that Sugandha, you are asking a address change in passport? Would you also like to change your address in maybe Aadhaar, wherever it is, driving license, so and so forth? So these kind of, no, today the open banking is a reality, right? You don't change your bank account wherever you go. You just do banking, right? So once I have identified, let's say Sugandha is Sugandha, why is that you are needed everywhere? You need to prove yourself to avail a service or benefits. May not require. And I think that is where the potential of these emerging sense to achieve that seamlessly and to achieve that holistically. When I say holistically, wherever you are traveling, you have a ration card today in Delhi, tomorrow you transfer or a labor goes from Delhi to Mumbai, his entitlement and benefits probably remain same. But why do I need to register for the same ration card there again in Mumbai? It may not be needed. So I think these are the concerns we need to address. So
Yeah,
thank you.
rightly said that it should be a completely seamless experience. So with this, we are binding up the panel here. Thank you so much.
Can I request the panelists to just be on stage? In fact, we have a little time. You want to throw questions to the audience? Is there any questions from the audience? We have, well, I think that they must have got. Is is there anybody from the audience who wants to ask questions on GOV? Sure. Can we have a mic passed on to him, please? Sure, please. Mic वहाँ पे देखिए stage पे.
One of the biggest implementation I would like to see from AI is like tumhi dard diya hai, tumhi dawa dena, for fraud detection and threat, because there are so many users who don't use any of the tech and all, but they are using mobile phones and then they are regularly getting victims of frauds, threats. So AI can play a big role there to be able to at least alert those users that these looks like fraud and all. So that is the one big use case I would see.
Yes, sir. Your question, please.
Yeah, my name is Sameer. So I wanted to ask both of you that with the DPDP Act in place now, and the increasing usage of AI in respective products, whether it's a passport or Aadhaar or DG Yatra, and so many unknown threats and unknown risks prevalent in the system. How is the government looking at mitigating those threats from privacy point of view?
Two straight away, which I mean, I've just started exploring those unknown kind of threats coming to the system. One of the threat, let me quote some examples so that we can discuss more. Let's say you are uploading a document to my portal. So I can assure you saying that at least 80%, this particular document says that this is the Aadhaar. But I can make out saying that it's a real Aadhaar or it's a fake Aadhaar. Based on, as I said, AI not AI, AI with NLP, AI with RPA kind of a technology. And let's say you pass from there. Now the second chunk of validation and authorization is when I'm validating with my own database and multiple databases, again, I'm leveraging AI and other related stuff. So how many stages you will cross by? I'll cut you through somewhere or other. So like he rightly said, one area of the very potential area is how do you detect a fraud? Based on their behavioral pattern, based on their the documentation, because most of these services are today, if you ask me, it is based on some or other documents. So how do you protect that document? How do you prevent that document getting into a fraud kind of this thing? And third and the last thing is end-to-end piece. When you are looking for the security or privacy angle, devising those kind of a data classification, data segregation, and maintaining your privacy or data security end to end. These are the use cases. I am already into it, and it is yielding results. So that's how we are doing. Thank you.
Same, there is increasingly attention towards privacy and all in government sector also. With DPDPA coming in, that's government is serious about it. Privacy by design become a norm, and privacy enhancing technologies are also being pushed upon, wherein one of the things which we use is self-sovereign identity. You will see many more such initiatives being supported by government. We are already seeing this. Data Security Council of India is doing a brilliant work around supporting startups who are working in this area of privacy enhancing technologies. I think another thing which will come up now, it's not yet become a buzzword, but ethical by design will also become common as we move along. So everything by design.
Thank you, sir. So my point was from the point of view that formally we don't have any policy on managing privacy in AI systems. We don't. Our country doesn't have.
In
It's
AI,
not part of
yes.
DPTP also. So considering that there are no written rules or any guidelines, how does the backend system of each of you take care of, like you mentioned, privacy by design? So those are the concerns area of a
Yeah.
PII holder.
So government definitely will, DPDPA will define many of it, and whatever will be there in DPDPA might hold for AI as well. It will move on to next steps from there. While government is deciding that, what stops us from building such solutions? Because Digi came in 3 years back, right? So nobody was talking about privacy by design at that time. The solution in design, wherein if you take the nuances, so many people have onboarded onto the app. Did you ever notice that when you pull your data from Aadhaar, your address is not pulled? Only those details which are required to travel through the airports are pulled.
Minimization.
Data minimalization. Aadhaar is also masked. We don't take the full Aadhaar. So purging is one part, minimalization is the other, not having long-term storage. Asking those questions at the design stage itself is important, because once you build it, then it's very difficult to go back. So those, I think till government comes up, I think we are all sensible enough to have those guardrails in place.
So in your organization, I mean, my name is Abhijit Chatterjee. I'm from Abhi Technologies. So in your organization, when we talk about AI is a hardcore technology. So do you prefer to do the entire thing on-premise or with your in-house expert team, or you collaborate with the third party or outside government people also?
No, let me divide into three parts. I think you have asked a question which is very kind of a generic in nature. When I divide into three parts, the first and foremost thing is, when it comes to leveraging AI, you as a organization or you as a department or you as a ministry, you must know your business rule. Where are you trying to leverage AI? You must know your workload, which I call them workload, the business you are dealing with. And once you understand your workload, then you go into the next part, the data which is dealing with that workload. Now you classify and segregate the data which will be dealing with the AI. Is it a PII data? Is it a configurable data? Is it a public data? That's the second piece, right? And then the third piece is, when you are leveraging, then you bring in the tools and technology which will work on that data, work on that applications, work on that processes. Then you align the tool and technology according to the classification and segregation you have done. Then the fourth piece is the compliances and regulation. You will never go wrong, like sir said. If you go wrong with those compliances, regulations, and the rules of engagement, you are landing yourself terribly wrong somewhere. So all the pieces together, but then I generally find the problem is, you something outsource, but then you outsource your responsibility too. That must not be, that should not be. The responsibility is yours. Nobody can, I can very well say that no industry can help me saying that what kind of passport data I have. No industry can help me. That I have to devise my own, right? Nobody, no one can. So thank you.
On that note, thank you so much, gentlemen, and thank you for this panel. May I now request Sugandha to please give a token of appreciation to both our panelists, please? Thank you to everyone. And it's now time for a little more cheering and a little more applause, because our next segment is dedicated to recognizing India's top technology leaders, innovators, and change makers who are driving digital transformation. We bring the Data Quest Digital Leader Awards. May I invite Mr. Siddharth Sharma, Head IT Operations, Digiyatra Foundation, to give away the first set of awards. So everyone, let's have a round of applause for all the awardees once and also for the individual winners when I announce them. Our first award for the top CIO DataQuest Digital Leader Award goes to Mr. Akash Bhutani, Vice President, Digital Transformation, Zomato Limited, the internal limited now, for digital transformation, optimizing operations through AI, leading high-impact tech initiative across departments. Thank you, Akash. Our next award is to Mr. Abhijit Chatterjee, CIO, Abhi Technologies, recognized for outstanding leadership in digital transformation. Congratulations, Mr. Abhijit. Our next awardee is Mr. Achin K. Sharma, CIO, Movin, and the award category is Data Driven Innovator Award for leveraging CRM, BI, and analytics to drive customer engagement, optimize operations, and enhance business growth. A round of applause for Achin, please. Our next award goes to Mr. Aditya Kular, CISO of Adani Digital Labs. To receive the award, we have Mr. Janmay Jay and Saksham to receive on his behalf. Can we have Janmay Jay and Saksham on stage? Aditya has been awarded this award for strengthening cybersecurity frameworks at Adani Digital Labs. The next award goes to Mr. Akshay Kumar Sahani, GM IT Alok Industries. The award category is SAP Cloud Transformation Leader for successfully deploying and optimizing SAP S/4HANA, if I pronounced it right, Cloud Public Edition, driving AI-powered security and automation in enterprise IT. Thank you. And thank you, Siddharth, for doing the honors. May I now invite Shri Goluk Kumar Simli, the CTO of Passport Seva Program 2.0, to please give the next set of awards. Our next awardee for the DataQuest Digital Leader Awards 2025 is Anand Agarwal, Group CTO, Bennett & Coleman Company Limited, recognized for outstanding leadership in digital transformation. Round of applause for Mr. Anand Agarwal, please. The next award goes to Mr. Anil Kuril, Chief General Manager and Chief Technology Officer at the Union Bank of India. We have Mr. Bhupinder Pal Singh to receive the award on his behalf. He's received the award for driving cutting-edge banking innovations and digital security at Union Bank of India. The next award goes to Sarbani Bhatia, Senior Vice President, IT, Jagran Prakashan Limited, for outstanding leadership in digital transformation. Is Sarbani Bhatia here? Yeah, please, ma'am. Oh, we also have Swarnjeet Singh receiving the award with Sarbani. Our next award goes to Mr. Chandran R, CTO, Bhavan Cybertech Limited. And to receive the award on his behalf, we have Gaurav Chabra. He has won the award in the category Business Impact Award for demonstrating measurable ROI and tangible business benefits through IT initiatives that drive business transformation. Our next DataQuest Digital Leader Award goes to Dr. Chandrasekhar Devra, CIO, SRF Limited, and I have Mr. Ajit Kumar to receive the award on his behalf. The award is in the category Smart Manufacturing Champion for transforming specialty chemicals businesses manufacturing through the use of IIoT and advanced analytics. The next award goes to Purav Seth, CDIO, Hindalco Industries Limited, and we have Akshay Jain and Arvind Singh to receive the award on his behalf for leading enterprise-wide digital transformation, leveraging technology to drive innovation and customer-centric strategies across diverse industries. The award to Mr. Purav Seth. The next award was given to Rajesh Pandita, CISA, CISM of IRSL, but unfortunately he could not make it to the event. Moving on, our next awardee is Mr. Yogendra Singh, CTO, Barista Coffee Company Limited. Can we have Mr. Singh on stage? Successfully led digital transformation initiatives driving operational efficiency and enhancing customer experience. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, sir, for gracing us and doing the honors. Well, that was a great lineup of CIOs, CISOs, technology leaders who have won the DataQuest Digital Leader Awards this time. We now come to the most special part of the evening, the DataQuest Jury Awards. These awards honor some of the stalwarts of our industry who are truly game changers and path breakers. Before we begin the awards, I would just like to take a 10 seconds break so that we can just set up the stage for all the winners and our special awardees. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. And as I said, it's now the most special part of the evening, which is the Data Quest Awards and the Jury Awards. And I would like to invite our special guests and our guests of honor on stage for this section of the award ceremony. May I please invite on stage Sri Raman Roy, CMD, Quattro BPO Solutions. He is the jury chair and widely recognized as the father of the BPO industry. Let's give a big round of applause to Sri Raman Roy. Our next guest, Dr. Sridhar Mitta, founder and MD, Next Wealth Entrepreneurs. He was part of the founding member team of the Wipro's IT business and driving India's IT growth. Our next guest on the desk, Professor S. Sadagopan, founder, director, IIT Bangalore, a leader academic voice on technology policy, education, and digital transformation. Our next guest, our guest of honor for the evening, Sri Vinod Dham, entrepreneur, venture capitalist, and father of the Pentium chip. We are awaiting our guest, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honorable Minister of Railways, who will be joining us shortly. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Pradeep Gupta on stage. For the Honorable Minister, maybe. Yeah.
This will allow you to see whether we look the same as and then you will not get confused to say ये कौन बैठा है उसी को
जी हाँ बुके कर देते हैं. May I now request PG to please felicitate and honor our guests for the evening. Can we have our bouquets for the guests, please? थोड़ा जोरदार तालियां हो जाए बस. Thank you all. And to begin, I would like to now call upon Pradeep Gupta ji, Chairman, Cyber Media Group, to give a brief introduction to the Data Quest Awards, the journey, the legacy, and the jury this year.
Hi, good afternoon to all of you. And a loud good afternoon, please. Yes. All right. A louder good afternoon. Yes, that's okay. So, in the morning, some of you were not there. So, perhaps what I say might be a bit repetitious. We started our journey 42 and a half years back. It was in December of 1983 when the first issue of DataQuest came out. Okay, December of 1982 when the first issue of DataQuest came out. It's been a absolutely wonderful journey that has been there. One has seen the entire IT industry evolve. It was an industry at that time which was just about 100 crores or so. And today we talk about a huge industry that has been created. If I include ICT, that means if I was to also include the telecom part of it, we are now talking about an industry which would be upwards of, I would say, $250 billion or so. So, that is the kind of a scale up that has happened. We started the awards after about 10 years of our journey. And I remember the first awardee that we had, the person of the year at that time was Mr. Ren Vittal, who is, of course, no more. But he is the person who sort of, started transformation of the software export industry and so on. So this time, like what we have done for the last 31 years, this is the 32nd edition of the awards. And these are very select awards. Every year, there are only about 3 or 4 awards which are given. It is the Person of the Year Award. It is the Lifetime Achievement Award. It is the Pathbreaker Award. And once in a while, we also have special awards that are there. And you will see as the program proceeds about the different awards that we have given. It was a very eminent jury. And of course, the chair of the jury is here with us, Raman Roy, Quattro, and now running the IIN Venture Fund. So big round of applause for Raman Roy, please. Raman is, of course, as you all know, the father of the BPO industry in India. We also had CP Gurnani, ex-chief of Tech Mahindra, who took Tech Mahindra to new heights. We had Professor Amit Patra, the director of IIT BHU. We had Sanjeev Krishan of Iris Computers, Devesh Tyagi, chief of Nixie, Hilal Khan from Honda, CIO of Honda, Mr. BVR Mohan Reddy, who started the entire software export revolution in engineering with Scient, VK Thadani of NIIT, and we had Hemant Tiwari of Hitachi Vantara, and Arvind Gupta, last but not the least, Arvind Gupta of Digital India Foundation. So this was a very, very eminent jury. And we had a hybrid meeting, though, of course, I would say that almost about 70% of the people were physically present there. And in that meeting, we decided on these awards. And of course, I would request Raman Roy, who was the chair of the jury, to share with us what the award process was like and how we went about doing this. So, Raman, may I request you to come on the stage?
So, hi folks. I'll can go through the routine of good afternoons again, but you're sleeping, it's okay. So, when PG said that you have to come and talk a little about the awards and the jury, said, okay, so I'll talk about who were the jurors. He said, no, that I will introduce before. Said, oh, okay. So I'll talk about the deliberations. He says, no, you can't. They are confidential. I said, oh, okay. So what can I talk about? So I was told, talk about your story, whatever that means. So I can tell you that there is a process. Okay, I can't give you the details because it's confidential. But there is a process by which a long list and a short list is created. It is shared with the jury members, it goes through the details. And then when we meet, we deliberate on that. And as in most times, though not 100%, but in most times, this time also, we had a huge consensus on the winners. But it is quite amazing. I mean, PG gave you the members of our panel. They came from industry, academia, with different exposures, different experiences. And it is quite amazing what I discovered as the chair of the jury, because I had to attend the session as a chair. You know, like you are sleeping, I couldn't sleep there. As the chair, you can't. So it is amazing how many people had views on what and why that we were going through. And I'd be honest with you, I thought I knew some people and I thought I knew about what they had done. But the perspectives multiple jury members brought out was to say, oh shit, I didn't know he also did that, or I didn't know he did this. So yes, the awardees were a consensus. So the jury chairperson is the most easiest person to choose. The lifetime award winner of previous year gets to chair the jury. So you know, it's shit luck on everybody else. They have to suffer me because they gave me the award last time. So now that story bit that PG spoke about, and as he was saying, you know, 82 he launched this. That is where the industry I represent, BPO, the early formation days of that was in 80s. It is mid 80s that we actually started doing international work for American Express. 10 years later, where they gave the award, it was such a prestigious award. Getting invited to be in the room was not easy. So I still remember going, trying to squeeze in when I was not invited. Today I am. Okay, and I still remember that was one of my biggest learnings. I was wearing a white shirt. Unfortunately, now by hindsight, unfortunately it was half sleeves. I was wearing a tie. And somebody at that meeting, I don't remember the person, I don't know his name. He kind of told me, "Bacche, आना होता है तो full sleeve shirt पहन के आते हैं." It's a lesson I've never forgotten. I went on to be honored with the Pathbreaker Award. That was absolutely fascinating to see it was recognized, because for many, many years, I'll get beaten up for saying this. For many, many years, BPO industry tried to become a cousin of the IT industry, but we were told, no, not that. You're not IT. And then if those of you who recall, there was a bit of a downturn in top line. And for the purposes of looking pretty, they wanted to add some numbers to show that at an India level, we were still growing dramatically. And that is where a body called NASSCOM, everybody heard of that, NASSCOM? They decided that IT-enabled services was actually IT. And we became a part of that industry purely by accident. If they did not need to do the show of numbers, maybe we would never have. But that brought us a lot. That brought us to participate in IT events that brought us to participate in events of Data Quest and be a part of it. So PG is looking at his watch. It's been a pleasure and honor to be a part of this jury and part of the process. Pleasure to get to award some of the people I have looked up to all my life. And many jury members there resonated with that to say there is no question as to who the award winners are. So thank you very much, folks. And thank you for bearing with me. Have fun for the rest of the evening. See you.
Thank you very much, Raman. Don't believe half of what Raman says. But he's right that ITES was sort of looked as a stepchild till some members of NASSCOM said, "अरे number meet करना है तो क्या करें?" तो उन्होंने जो है वो पूरी की पूरी ITES industry अपने आप में absorb कर ली, so that their numbers of achievement could be there. But yeah, it was very much IT. I mentioned about the jury. So, Sanjeev Kishan is there. And may I request that, Sanjeev, if you can come here, I'll just give you a bouquet, please. And by the way, the minister is on his way. So, the moment he comes, of course, we will invite him on stage, but till that time, we'll continue the program. Sorry? Oh, Mr. Hilal Khan is also there. I didn't see him. Oh, there he is. Hilal, will you also come on the stage? Oops, sorry. Sorry, I had not seen you because there is glare coming in my eyes, so I had not spotted you. So, best example of recycled economy. But just to prove you wrong, Raman, there are two of them. And there are more also backstage, so it is not purely a recycled economy. So, okay, we start with the awards, the first awards, and I would request Meenu. Yeah, Meenu, will you come and do the honors and announce the first award?
Thank you, PG sir. A privilege and an honor to be in such a dynamic presence of the stalwarts of the industry. To start off with the first set of awards. So we're starting with the Path Breaker of the Year 2024, and the award goes to Agnishwar Jayaprakash, founder CEO Garuda Aerospace. A youth icon, a star entrepreneur, and an active rural community advocate, Agnishwar Jayaprakash has created a new firmament for drones in India as the founder CEO of Garuda Aerospace. This innovator, who helped many government sanitization efforts with eagle-eyed drones during the pandemic, has taken the company's fleet, patent, and pilot strength to new heights and crossed many barriers that were keeping drones from opening their wingspans to their fullest potential. He has used new feathers like AI, data analytics, IoT, and cloud computing to help drones aspire for novel and well-sprawled pastures like precision agriculture, underwater inspection, miniature radar uses, and farming surveys. He has also been rigorous and consistent in using the joysticks of collaborations, global tie-ups, and certifications, deftly and timely. This has catapulted the company to app technology strengths, global expansions, and small drone manufacturing edge. Be it handshake with global behemoths or flights to regions outside India, his company continues to aspire for a new zenith all the time. He just happens to be the crusader for many social and youth causes
who has been anointed at halls like the UN Youth Assembly. Agni Ignite India, a youth entrepreneur ecosystem, is his brainchild and continues to touch the grassroots while he elevates drones to new possibilities.
The awards are being given by our guest of honor, Vinod Dham. Vinod, of course, needs absolutely no introduction. We have all grown up on the chips designed by you. He's the father of the Pentium, a very, very illustrious career. And he has now been guiding the entire, whether it is the semiconductor strategy of the country or the artificial intelligence, the AI strategy of the country. He's been a continuous guide and support and mentor to the entire industry. So, welcome to you, and it's such an honor and privilege to have you with us here today. And may I request you to, a round of applause, and may I request you to.
So Agnishwar at the last minute had to attend to some emergency, and we have Divyansh from the team from Delhi to take the award on his behalf. A great round of applause, guys. Divyansh, may I request you to share a few words, please? Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here today, accepting this award on behalf of our CEO, Mr. Agnishwar Jayaprakash. While he couldn't be here in person, he deeply values this recognition and appreciates the efforts of everyone who has contributed to this journey. He has shared a few words for this occasion, which I'd like to read on his behalf. Hi all, I'm deeply honored and grateful to DataQuest for recognizing me with the Pathbreaker of the Year 2024. I regret not being able to attend the ceremony in person, but please know that my gratitude knows no bounds. Thank you, DataQuest, for the prestigious recognition. It means the world to me. Looking forward to continuing this journey of innovation and excellence. Love, Agnishwar.
Yeah. Thank you, Divyansh. So moving on to the next very, very important category, the Lifetime Achievement Award 2024. I'm sure PG sir has also introduced everybody, so does not need any recognition or a mention. Dr. Sridhar Mitta, founder and MD, Next Wealth Entrepreneurs. Dr. Sridhar Mitta's journey corresponds to that of India's IT industry over the last 50 years, from contributing to critical defense projects at ECIL to being an early pillar of research, edge, and computing innovations at Wipro, to India's rise as the nearshore development capital, to his entrepreneurial as well as social impact endeavors through Next Wealth. Nthink and E4E Inc., Dr. Mitta has left an indelible mark on the industry's evolution chronicles. He has not only transformed its R&D division into a global profit center as Wipro's CTO, introducing the lab on hire model for multinationals, but has also pioneered global delivery of outsourced product development services for leading tech giants like Intel, Cisco, and Sun. Being at the helm at TIE, he has empowered many emerging innovators and entrepreneurs and has also created thousands of jobs across multiple delivery centers in small towns through his social ventures. His inimitable role in spurring India into a strong spot on global IT atlas is as profound as his passion and impact in propelling women and small town talent to fair and strong opportunities. Dr. Mitta continues to ignite and inspire the industry in new ways. Dr. Mitta.
Is it on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, while the award is coming here, I would like to say a word about Dr. Mitta. He's a very special person for me because in 1980s, I first met him when he was working in Wipro with Dr. Suta, I think, or Ashok Suta. He was a doctor. And I'll suffice to say here that he had produced world's first 386 motherboard. World's first. And I had come from California. I was working for Andy Grove. I was working on 386. And I was shocked and I was in disbelief. And I went back and I told my boss, Andy Grove, that it's not Compaq, who everybody was waiting to come out and launch, but somebody in India has already done it. And he just would not believe me. He absolutely refused to believe me. He said, "Oh, you're Indian, you're trying to really say good things." I said, I got so upset, I had them send me one motherboard to California to show it to Andy Grove so he could see it live. And he became a big believer. And Dr. Mehta single-handedly contributed to Intel coming to Bangalore right after that. That one incident gave him the belief that how smart the people are. And he told his executives, let's start a presence in India. So Dr. Mehta, you deserve a very big credit for that.
Need to turn it on. I will.
Let's just hold it like that.
Sir, may I request you to share some words?
Vinod, Raman, Professor Sadagopan, Pradeep, and on behalf of the jury, you have awarded this, given this award to me. I'm deeply honored and grateful to DataQuest for doing this. This award is particularly special because, as I understand, I'm the first technologist or CTO to receive this award from DataQuest, which means this is also a recognition of not just myself, but for the technology professionals everywhere. I thank DataQuest for shining the spotlight on the technology community through this award. As I reflect over 50 years of my life, professional journey, one thing is clear. No career is built alone. I stand here today because of the people who believed in me, encouraged me, and worked with me through every phase of my life. I come from a small town, Chittoor, in Andhra Pradesh, part of middle-class family, where education was highly valued. But in my case, I was given the freedom from my family members to have my own dreams and allow me to do my education, bachelor's degree in engineering, master's and PhD, which was possible for my career to grow. So I'm thankful to my brothers who have sacrificed their own resources to help me. So when I returned to India after doing my PhD in 1973, I joined ECIL, which started in 1971 as India's first computer company which designed, manufactured and supplied. So in a way, we can say that the 1917 was the year of birth of Indian IT industry. I joined in 1973, and next year, I got married to my wife Sundari, who is also here. And I can say that the Indian IT industry, my professional life, and my married personal life are all fellow travelers who have lost these 50 odd years. Throughout all these times, my wife stood by myself, and I thank her for her support, patience, and belief in me, which made me to do everything what I have done. Professionally, I was fortunate to work with some extraordinary leaders. Ashok Narasimhan discovered me and took me into Wipro as the CTO and first employee. Azim Premji, with whom we have worked very closely, just returned from Stanford after his Stanford stint and took Wipro from a Vanaspati company to computer company. And Ashok Sutta, a leader whom I deeply admire and from whom I learned the art of balancing vision and execution over nearly 20 years. In the last 12 years, Next Wealth has become a deeply personal and fulfilling mission for me. We built it with a simple purpose, namely to create meaningful jobs for graduates in small towns, especially women. This dream became a reality only because of my three co-founders, Anand Talwai, Maithili Ramesh, and S.R. Gopalan, all trusted colleagues with whom I worked in Wipro. So they brought their passion and belief to this venture. So once again, I thank DataQuest for honoring me with this award, and I thank and gratitude to all my well-wishers, friends, and colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for encapsulating that journey so beautifully and inspiring most of us in the room. Thank you. So moving on to the next Lifetime Achievement Award, it's an honor to announce Professor S. Sadagopan, Founder Director, Triple IT Bangalore. Professor Sadagopan has had a prolific journey across many contours of academia and research. He has etched his mark on premier institutes of the world. He went on to set the foundation steps for Triple IT Bangalore and led the institution from one milestone to another. He has helped in accelerating India's computing evolution through associations with both hardware and software pioneers. He has worked in enabling first-hand researchers from engineering, science, agriculture, and pharmacy departments using large-scale optimization. Professor Sadagopan is passionate and generous about sharing his intellectual wealth in many forms, as evident through his rich repertoire of books and research work. He has written on a wide spectrum of subjects. He has also contributed through his presence at various think tanks, apart from many corporate boards, of course. His research interests straddle operations research, multi-criteria optimization decision theory, simulation, enterprise computing, programming languages, databases, multimedia, and e-governance, a long list. So today, he is busy as a sought-after consultant across diverse industry segments, auto, manufacturing, banking, IT, social sector, you name it, and other roles that are shaping the industry on a forward path. Dr. Sadagopan.
And while we are waiting for that award, I would like to just add on to what was said, that he is a Guruji and teacher of the minister who's coming in for the next award. So you can imagine where he stands, how tall he stands in the category of people. Both of them?
Yes.
You're getting 2 awards. No.
Sorry, the citation for Dr. Mitta.
You missed one.
maybe.
Professor, awaiting to hear you. Yes.
Good afternoon. Pradeep, we feel specially privileged. It is a privilege, honor, and I'm humbled. Because I kind of know DataQuest not from day one, even day -1. So when it was being planned, I know I still have the first issue of DataQuest. I've written several times for DataQuest, been featured in DataQuest. So more than anything else, I know PG. I also know PG's teacher, Professor PCP Bhatt, was my colleague at IIIT Bangalore. So I have a long association, so I feel very privileged. Second, of course, to get it from Dr. Vinod Dham is very special. So thank you, sir. I think you are an icon. And see, Pentium was just not a chip. It actually defined many things in the chip industry. And the fact that he was heading the team makes for we Indians, we have a special connection with Pentium. Thank you. And of course, to get it along with Dr. Sridhar Mitta, who actually kind of created, what we call as the Indian, nowadays the word GCC in the last few months has become a buzzword in India, but it's all created by Dr. Mitta's work. So it's kind of amazing. Last but not the least, it's again interesting today that the other person who is going to get the award, Mr. Ashwini Kumar Vaishnav, I had the privilege of being his MTech thesis supervisor. And Ashwini is so kind in his MTech thesis. He not only kind of acknowledged me, obviously, he also acknowledged my wife, Chandra, who is here with us today. She came along with me for the only reason to kind of witness Ashwini getting the award. I think such students, of course, it's also incidental coincidence today, the person who heads the TCS today also happens to be my MTech student, Mr. Krithivasan. And then he actually saw this news and just sent a message that congratulations. I said, how do you find time to run a company with just about 750,000 million, close to 650,000 people? TCS finds time to kind of greet me after reading the DataQuest post from PG. I think thousands of students, hundreds of my colleagues, and thousands of you in the industry, I think 45 years, every day has been a learning opportunity. And I learned from each and every one of you. So the award gets dedicated to each one of you, because but for you, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And it's kind of humbling again. Not often, in fact, my colleagues in Harvard and MIT keep telling me, said, look, Shadagopan, some of you are so lucky. The kind of projects with which we could influence. So it is interesting, Railway Reservation System Project, September 1, 1986, Secunderabad Railway Station, the first ticket gets printed. Today, we process more reservations on railways in half a day than what many countries do in their whole year. More interesting, at 1/10 the cost. Even at a time when we had interesting finance minister putting a heavy duty on the computers, even then we were much cheaper, even after paying the duty on the imported computers. And you look at Aadhaar. So when people do UPI, I feel so happy because I happen to be very intensely involved in that. I happen to chair the RTGS when people use RTGS. And every one of the public sector core banking, I was there. And I happen to be the board of NSE. We have a box called NSE. It's a completely online trading. We are the largest equity traded exchange in the planet. If only dollar equal to rupee, by value we will be the largest. Unfortunately, dollar is not equal to rupee. So we are only largest in terms of number of transactions. We introduced algo trading. I don't trade myself. Even though I was in the board of NSE, I still don't trade. But it's very humbling. I was the chair of the TAC We wrote all the stuff and formally SEBI notified it. So algo trading happened. And thanks to algo trading, much larger number of Indians trade. So every one of them, I think we have made so much of a difference to such a large number of people. And then government, industry, academia allowed some of us, along with Professor Patek, Professor Shiva, Professor Krishnamurti, so all of us together could do so much for this country. I think it is kind of humbling. So thank you, PG. Thank you for recognizing. And thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. And, another of our jury members is present here. I'm sorry, because of the lights, I didn't see. CP is also here, CP Gurnani. So may I request that a bouquet be presented to Mr. Gurnani also. Okay. So I believe the minister is still 5 minutes away. And so what should we do? Vinod, perhaps we can have your words of wisdom, if you can give speak a few words about, what all is happening and so on. That will be really wonderful.
What all is happening where? Okay. A lot is happening in the world. No, anyway, good afternoon, everyone. I think it's a distinct honor for me and privilege to be presiding over the awards ceremony. Especially look at the stalwarts. I bow to all of you in earnest and humility for what you have done. It's remarkable. Some of us did great things and became more popular, but in my mind's eye, you guys are unsung heroes of this country and the world. So thank you very much. My career actually, interestingly, parallels very much the life of DataQuest. In the 80s, I did 386 and 486 microprocessors, and I was first time introduced to Pradeep at that time in Delhi, in, I forget what that, this electronic city, I forget the name, Nehru Place. So there was a function where I was invited to, that was in Nehru Place. And then, of course, in the 90s, I did Pentium, and that was a big hit. And thanks to all the work that DataQuest has been doing, actually, literally been covering all of the computing, especially the personal computing era that's gone on throughout the last 4 decades in the world, and especially focused on India. So thank you very much for playing a very vital role, not only just covering the industry, but also working and influencing the thinking of academia, industry, as well as the government policies that have evolved over the period of time. You know, I've been actually coming here for a long time, even way before, I would say, in the 90s, trying to influence the direction of India in the semiconductor area, which is what my field of interest is. And unfortunately, throughout the 90s and even 2000s, not till Honorable Modi ji came on scene, did I actually get a hearing, to be honest with you. There was something about this administration when I presented my views about what should India do. And the reason is semiconductors is a fundamental unit component from which the technology emerges. India is known for software, but if you really think back, all the software runs on hardware. And if all the hardware is not just a computer or cell phone, but inside of that is a brain, which we call a chip or a microprocessor or many other components to it. And it's very important that India, in my opinion, had to really partake in that industry. If for no other reason, at least for the strategic implications of, I could see where the technology is going in future, and that you need drones and you need military, you need components in them. So you have to do it. So that's how my engagement started. And I'm really glad to see where it is ending. And I think we have the minister here, and actually they deserve most of the credit for where they brought India to in terms of technology today in last 10 years. So we'll just wait for Ashwini Vaishnavi to come. All right. Let's all stand up and give him a big applause. Ashwini.
Yeah, sure. बाद में welcome, sir, to the DataQuest award ceremony. I will quickly update you on what all has happened so far. We started by talking about the legacy of these awards, which are now in their 32nd edition. Then Raman Roy shared with us, because he was the chair of the jury, as to the process that was followed. We introduced the jury members, some of whom are in this audience. And then we have already done 3 of our awards. The first, which was the Pathbreaker Award, which went to Garuda Aerospace. Professor Sadhugopan, I must add that the first Pathbreaker Award was actually given to NSE. Okay, so you know the project that you were associated with. And then after that, we have had the 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards, where we read out the, and for each of the awardees, we have read out the citations, we have handed them the awards. And the 2 lifetime winners are Dr. Sridhar Mitta and Professor Sadhugopan. So this is what all has happened, and I will now request Meenu to read out the citation for Person of the Year Award.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir, and a hearty welcome. So the most awaited award for 2024, the IT Person of the Year, goes to our Honorable Minister, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Minister of Railways, Information and Broadcasting, and Electronics and Information Technology. If I may take the liberty, I think this is one of the rare honors of having a Guru Shishya on the stage, at the same time getting the awards for the same year. An honor for us. Shri Ashwini Vaishnav is the lodestar of India's strong and consistent strides on the frontiers of self-reliance, global business confidence, and indigenous manufacturing. He has been the engine of India's uphill drives in mobiles and semiconductors, flipping not just a very skewed industry direction towards mobile imports by bolstering local hardware cogwheels, but also igniting India's edge in semiconductor design, manufacturing, and technology evolution to unprecedented destinations. He has also been paving future-forward tracks with India's swift momentum in supercomputing, AI supremacy, and IT skilling. Under his itinerary, the country has also accomplished the elusive, much-needed, and difficult balance between user issues and industry progress through regulatory changes like the Digital India Act and Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Armed with premier IT and management degrees and practicing the wisdom of Antyodaya, Vaishnav continues to be a lighthouse as India heads to new horizons. Sir.
Okay, before I give this award, it's such a distinct honor and privilege to give award to Honorable Ashwini Vaishnavi. I just want to say one word. I've been working with him for the last 3-4 years in capacity as advisor on India's Semiconductor Mission. And I have, in my lifetime, worked with some amazing people like Andy Grove and people like him. So I have a pretty interesting view about leadership and what leaders do. And I must tell you, Ashwini has completely stolen my heart. He is just an amazing, amazing leader. I look forward to coming and meeting him. I get inspired to meet him. And I've seen him actually work, not just meet and chat and discuss and say goodbye. I've seen him sit down and solve the problem. Multiple issues. I came up with 10 different issues on one slide, and he said, let's sit down and go one by one. I was almost scared to go one by one because I wasn't as deeply aware as he is. He's unbelievable. We are so proud that he's not heading up one of the top companies in the world, but heading up one of the top places in India and bringing so much value to us. So it's a distinct honor to be giving this award to Ashwini ji.
So as really rightly mentioned and echoing millions of thoughts from the country, respected sir, may I please request you to share your acceptance speech, please? Thank you.
Thank you, DataQuest. Thank you, PC Quest. Thank you for all the nice memories of childhood that you have brought. We all grew up reading PC Quest, Electronics for You, getting the circuits from EFY, and then coming to place in front of Red Fort, where we used to get a lot of cheap electronic components and sometimes very good PC ICs we could get 555 and others. We'll just take them home and then build many circuits. So thank you for bringing those memories back. It's indeed an honor to be here with Professor Sadgopan, with Mr. Vinod Dham. Both of them have been they've made a significant impact in my life. Mr. Vinod Dham, you don't know, even during college period, I used to consider you as my idol, and I'm so proud that we are working together today. And Professor Sadgopan and Madam have made so much difference in my life at IIT Kanpur. How much can the gratitude is unlimited for both of you. The change that you brought in my life, phenomenal. And it's a relationship which has lasted, which is continuing even today as a Guru Shishya. It is something which is revered for me. I really, really value this. And thanks a lot for all the friends who have collected here for this function. We are passing through some very exciting times. The change that has come in our country since 2014, that is going to lay the foundation for a country which is very different from the country which was before 2014. Our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has given us that vision, has given us that inspiration, and has given us that confidence and resources to really think big, come up with new solutions, look at not only solving today's problems, but also lay the foundation for solving future problems, develop technologies, not just be a service provider to the world, but develop technologies, develop products, and be in that top 5 nations which are maybe someday like G7 and G20, people will start talking of T5. So technology 5. So top 10, top 5 technology nations, be a part of that. That's the inspiration we keep on getting from him. I remember, let me share you some very small, while we talked about semiconductor, Mr. Dham, when we took the first presentation to PM for semiconductor mission, the scheduled time was 45 minutes. But our Prime Minister was so interested in it, each and every line by line he went through, and he actually that day he gave us 2.5 hours. Not just 45 minutes, the scheduled time, but full 2.5 hours. And that's why we are where we are today. 5 units being constructed, and this year we should see the first made in India chip rollout. Wouldn't that be a matter of pride? So that's the journey. Only yesterday we rolled out the first common compute facility for 14,000 GPUs. These 14,000 GPUs will now be available to all our researchers, the students, the startups, so that they can test their own AI models, algorithms, and create applications which will win the world. That is the vision with which we are moving. And hopefully another 12 months from now, we should have our own foundational models also. We have already 67 applications for developing foundational models. And out of that, about 4 or 5 are very mature applications where people have done some work already, and they are willing, they are in a position to take the work to the next level. So this is a really, really exciting time. And I think we are going through a totally new industrial revolution. I think the way things are moving today, the way technology is changing, this is unphenomenal, unprecedented. Only yesterday, Mr. Dham was telling that Moore's law was increasing 2x in every year, and now it is 10x every year. That is the change which is happening. So this is very, very exciting. These are very, very exciting times. Let's change with the times. Let's adapt with the times, and let's prove our nation's talent, prove our nation's confidence in today's times. Thank you very much for this award. Really grateful to Data Quest. Thank you.
So just wanted to mention that the 2014 Data Quest Awards, the chief guest was Prime Minister Modi, at that time the Gujarat Chief Minister. And I think that was his first interaction with the entire ICT community. And one of the winners, the person of the year that year was CP Gurnani, who is there with us. So I still fondly remember the 2014 event. So since the morning, we have had deliberations on AI. And this entire conclave today was focused on AI. And what we will do is that the end of this, whatever has been, and each of the sessions we had a call to action. So it was not just, mere talks and so on, but we actually put together call to action. And so with your permission, we will put all these things together. And then after that, we will present a white paper to you on what were the deliberations here today. The next thing is that some of our award winners who are, who are stalwarts in their area would like to ask you one question each. And therefore, may I first start with your guru? He has asked you so many questions, but I'm sure he can ask you one more question. So, sir, may I request Professor Sadagopan to please ask.
So I will take 1 minute ask. Okay, I'll take 60 seconds before that. So there are 3 things which are special about Ashwini. I thought you should know. I think it is good, particularly for some of the youngsters. One, he is clear-headed. Even my very first interaction, he was absolutely clear why he wanted to join an MTech program. Okay. Second thing is he's focused. And he's focused, he's a great believer in what is called a single tasking of extremely high power. So he'll take one step, completely finish it. Third, he has the energy to execute. See, a lot of people are clear-headed, but not focused enough. A lot of people are focused, but not clear-headed. Many of them have both, but they don't have energy to execute. I think all three has been a great combination. Thank you, Ashwini. So my question, very simple, is that what are your expectations in this post-chat GPT world, both in the computing, AI, quantum, etc.? What are your expectations from academia?
Academia plays a very important role in our journey for being among the top 5 nations in technology. And I think the research work which is happening across the country, it's at cutting edge. There are a couple of things which we have tried out in the past and which have worked out very well. I think we need to scale that up in a very significant way. For example, in 5G in the case of 5G in telecom, we set up 100 5G labs across universities, and that gave the students the real hands-on experience of what 5G technology is, and that really helped the professors, the academia, as well as the students to come up with real life experience of the technologies when they come out of the college. Similar thing we are doing in the ISM, in the semiconductor mission, where in 240 universities we have given EDA tools, the latest ones, Cadence, Synopsys, Siemens, all these latest EDA tools we have given, so that the students can actually work on what's really relevant in the industry. Same thing now we need to do in AI, where we should select about 200 universities. We're already setting about 25 AI labs, but that number is not going to be enough. We need to do 200 of these, and I'll request from the academia if the professors can guide the students in real life challenges. Okay, this is what you need to do to succeed in life. These are the problems which are relevant in the industry today. So more interaction between academia and industry is what I would like to.
Thank you. We will not let you down.
So another quality is his humility. When he went down to greet Mrs. Sadagopan, sir, most impressive, sir. I would request Dr. Mitta, who has been the forebearer of technology development in this country, to ask his question. So the entire theme today, by the way, was on how India can become an AI superpower. And so that is the kind of a direction that we are deliberating on. Yeah.
Sir, one of the things we have been doing at Next Wealth, after 50 years of working in this industry, is to provide employment to graduates in small towns, focusing on women. So this is a completely a different approach. Whereas previously people from cities used to go and say the small town graduates are not good enough. What we have done is we found out what the graduates can do and get the work amenable to that. Today we have 10 such centers, 5,000 people. Now, if you really look at the work which has to be done in AI, is not only in GPUs, models and other things, which is development of the technology, which needs heavy investment, which government is helping to do it and others are doing it. But the most important thing is how do you use this technology for common man, common problems, agriculture, healthcare, these things. For this, we need more people to use this technology so that it can reach. And the talent required for them, majority of them are in small towns. So how can the government can initiate or encourage this one to do these things?
Excellent question and very, very relevant in today's context. The way we are approaching this is tying up with industry. we have taken up a program to train 1 million people, 10 lakh people across the country, and largely in rural areas and smaller towns, because that is where the talent doesn't get the opportunities. And that is where our government is very focused on getting that talent also almost same amount of opportunity that people in the bigger cities are. Our Prime Minister always inspires us. He tells us that we must democratize technology. And democratizing technology means it should be accessible to a very large number of people. It should actually be used by people. It should, and the people at the bottom of the pyramid, people in the remote areas, they should also be able to access it and also contribute it whenever they have the talents. So that is the approach we are following. And recently, Microsoft has come out with a program where they want to train about 10 million people across the country in next 4 to 5 years. So that's significant. IBM, Microsoft, many firms are coming up for talent development. And we are actively asking the industry to take the lead in it. When industry takes the lead, the relevance of the course also increases significantly. So that's the way we are approaching.
Next, I would request the chair of the jury to ask a question. You know, the entire backbone of our competitive advantage will come out of startups. And Raman successfully created the BPO industry in India and now has been funding startups. And therefore, Raman, over to you.
So, sir, thank you for giving me an opportunity to ask you a question, and I'll try and make it difficult. So, sir, as PG spoke about, you know, now everything, and you address dozens of events, everything is about AI. Few months ago, everything was about startups. I am trying to create an intersection set between AI and startups. What are we doing? Startups is the future. You know, this democratization that you just spoke about. Good luck if the larger companies are able to do it, but it is the startups that will make that happen because they will come up with those innovative solutions. You spoke about the lab, sir. That is great. And you spoke about 20 to 200. That is great as a sandpit for people to play in. But what are we doing for the entrepreneur to be able to realize into something that is worthwhile? You know, I'm told that we are a tier 2 for chip imports, the GPU imports. We cannot get top-end chips into the country. I don't know if that is true or not, but the experts tell me that we cannot do that. What are we going to do? We have to get those chips and let our wonderful engineers play on it. That is what will create the future. So where do you see it going from a startup ecosystem, things to leverage this into making it the democratization that you spoke about?
That's very relevant and a good question, but not difficult. See, just a year ago, just 1 year ago, 7th March 2024, we got the AI mission approved by the cabinet, Honorable Prime Minister, exactly 1 year back. And we took a very humongous target, seemingly humongous target at that point of time, because what is our biggest supercomputer? Our biggest supercomputer is about 650 GPUs, Aravat. So we said that let's take a target of 10,000 GPUs. Biggest is 650, so let's not take a target of 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. Let's take a really, really big target of 10,000 GPUs. Do you know how many we actually launched yesterday?
15.
14,000 GPUs we launched yesterday. On the anniversary of the AI mission, first anniversary of the AI mission, we launched 10,000 GPUs. And when the global price of a GPU R is about $2.5 to $3, our price here in India, because of the way we structured the entire program, is only 67 rupees per GPU R, less than $1. So That is the way we have structured it. So this is now available already. And this approach is again an approach where the government, the public funds are getting into creating platforms. For example, the UPI. The platform is created using public funds, and then all the startups are able to use that common platform. Common compute, what we have done here in AI of GPUs. This is again a platform created by the government public funds, and now everybody is able to use it. In fact, recently when the European Council was here, the entire European Council was here. The President von der Leyen, she was here. When they listened to our approach towards AI, they were amazed that our approach is so democratizing, it is so clearly thought through, well thought through, and it gives so many opportunities. So that's the way we are approaching, sir.
Any chance of becoming tier one and being allowed to import chips?
We needed 10, we got 14. So no
Okay.
worries, don't
So-
worry, don't worry.
I mean,
In
these-
another 3-4 years, we'll have our own GPU, don't worry. Another 3-4 years, we'll have our own GPU.
Yeah, so yeah, that brings me to, you spent 2 hours yesterday with Mr. Vinod Dham, but I'm sure he still has a question for you today.
Actually, I don't. So I'm just going to start by saying that I really don't have a question because I just want to share with you with an amazing rapid speed with which Mighty is moving stumped me yesterday. So I am advisor to the India Semictic mission. I am not advisor to the AI mission. I was not aware of what was going on in the AI mission. But being a techie and being in computers and the future being in GPU computing, I was keeping up. And so I had really collected some thoughts to bring up to Ashwini ji last night. They were all on my notes on my iPhone, and he took the wind out of all of them. He said, I'm just coming after announcing this 14,000 GPU thing for researchers, for academic people, for startup entrepreneurs who will have a place to go to and play with the models. And that's exactly what I was going to be suggesting. And beyond that, actually, I was not really as bold to suggest that many. I had a smaller cluster. And I was just dumb shut saying, oh, wow, this is a totally different government. This is a different era where things are happening before you can even request them. So I just want to let you know the speed with which Mighty is moving is just remarkable.
So perhaps soon we will have an Indian chip, which is Indian GPU.
4 years outer limit.
4 years outer limit.
The chip guys,
Okay,
the chip guys are promising there will be a chip.
Wonderful. So I think that's a challenge for all of you sitting in this room also. 4 years, the next. But that also, 2047 was our Vikasit Bharat goal. But the speed at which you talked about the Moore's law redefining. So perhaps for the AI mission for this country to become a global superpower, we should have a shorter time duration in front of us.
I wish you were there in that program yesterday. You would have really seen the variety of solutions which people have come up with. We just awarded 30 startups yesterday, 30 AI startups, and phenomenal variety of problems that they are trying to solve. And amazing energy of the youngsters, amazing. Sir, to your point, amazing. 80% of our startups are today actually AI powered. 80% of them. Almost 4 lakh AI professionals today are working on different things. Stanford University has ranked India as #1 AI talent nation. #1 AI talent nation. So I think the times are really exciting, and I think we certainly will be among the top few nations in the world who are at the cutting edge of technology.
That's wonderful. So we are on to take China
Yeah.
on its own ground.
I do have a personal question
Yeah.
personal question.
Yeah, please.
The way I have seen him be working, he's in charge of Mighty, he's in charge of railways, and he's in charge of information broadcasting. I would like to find out, when does he find time to sleep? He's there at 9 o'clock at night, he's there at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I've seen him in both times of the day. So I really, really wonder sometime, do you really get time to sleep?
No, no. So, first of all, I would like to thank my family, my wife and my children who have made so much sacrifice in making all this thing happen, because they are the ones who didn't even move from our home in Gurgaon to the government accommodation, because they said that Modi ji has given so much big responsibility to you and shown so much confidence in you. So you should work 24/7 so that at least the country gains something. We might lose, but let the country gain. So I want to thank my family, my wife Sunita, and both the children for all that sacrifice that they are making. And also I would like to uh, thank Honorable Prime Minister, because he's the one who inspires us to work as hard as we are working. And actually, he sets up a much bigger example. We have seen cabinet meetings happening when at morning 4 o'clock he has arrived from one international meeting, and then 10 o'clock he is there in the cabinet meeting. That is the work that he is putting in. What we are doing is nothing compared to what he is doing.
Wonderful. So, so I know you have a very, very busy schedule that we just talked about, but do you have time now to take some more questions from the audience?
Bosses, you are the boss.
Yeah, okay. And Gurnani, you challenged Sam Altman on the stage, I think 3 years back or 2 years back.
Sam changed his stand after that.
I know, he changed his
This time when he
stand.
was here, he said that India will come up with something, because we are the ones who sent moon to our mission to moon at a fraction of the cost
Fraction
of
of the
what
cost.
the Western world did, right?
Absolutely.
So, Honorable Minister, again, thank you. And I genuinely mean it, the way you have democratized the technology, the way you've created an environment where many entrepreneurs in India will, and you just talked about the day that you had yesterday, and both me and Raman will have to do our homeworks before we come and see you. My question was slightly different. One is a comment. The comment is, you are the only global leader who took a stand when the DeepSeek was launched, that you would work with them to figure out how it can benefit. In a current geopolitical environment, nobody was willing to take that stand. Now, question really is, you spoke about the foundational AI. We all know that one day US stopped Android shipment to China. So that means we need not only foundational AI, we need foundational operating system for everything that we have in India. How do we convert this into AI mission, into foundational OS in everything that we do?
Excellent point. And from this stage, I would like to give this challenge to our big tech companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro. Take up this challenge, develop the operating system for mobile, develop an operating system for our country. Yes, you have been doing very well in providing services. Time has come when we must become a product nation. And we will support from the government, we will support fully.
Do I see any other hands?
I really like the words. We should become a product nation. Thank you, Ashwini.
Absolutely. There are some other media friends also in the room. And so if somebody...
Yeah, hi. First of all, congratulations for the award and the tremendous work that has been put into the semiconductor mission and the AI mission. My name is Abhinav. I represent a company called Atero. We are into recycling. The question that I'm asking is stemming from what Mr. Gurnani said, that there are geopolitical issues which are causing a lot of concerns, and specifically for semiconductors also, there will be issues because China is, sort of trying to stop some materials getting exported as well. So we are on the mission. There is a critical minerals mission also which has come up, which will be very important to ensure the safeguarding of the manufacturing of semiconductors in the country. Just wanted to understand from you, sir, as to what METI is doing to ensure that the recycling ecosystem in the country also sort of improves, so that we can assure our manufacturing and the semiconductor companies in the country of the materials which are required to actually develop these products and these chips and the GPUs that we are talking about, sir. Thank you.
Excellent question. The critical minerals which form the core of many of the modern technologies, whether it is permanent magnets, whether it is going into the ultra pure materials which go into semiconductor manufacturing, that's a very, very important part of today's geopolitical world. We have today focused on developing partnerships with various countries where the rare earths are located, first. Second, in our country, from the eastern bed to the western coast, there are many places where some very good deposits of rare earths are available. So now we are asking our Indian Rare Earth Limited as well as the Critical Minerals Mission to find out and develop technologies or develop partnerships with people, with companies who know how to extract the mineral out of the raw rare earth. So these are the two big approaches. The third, of course, approach is to recycle as many as possible. And on that, we have an organization called CMET, CMET. Their campus in Kerala, they are doing very good work, excellent work they are doing. And now they are developing lots of new tie-ups with the industry so that whatever lead industry has taken, that lead can be brought to our country.
Sure. That's what I wanted to say, that the industry in India has very good technology, and we would love to contribute and would love to come and share the expertise that we have. Thank you.
I saw a hand yeah, there. Okay. Sir, this and one more question. So, okay, two more questions.
सर मेरा नाम शैलेश यादव है, मैं ANI न्यूज़ एजेंसी से हूँ। सर जैसे कि ये टॉपिक है कि 2047 तक जो है इंडिया को सुपर पावर बनना है, आपने क्या टारगेट सेट करा है? सरकार में 10 सालों में कई टारगेट सेट हुए जो समय से पहले हासिल किए गए। क्या आप 2047 में इंडिया को सुपर पावर देखते हैं या आपके हिसाब से क्या होना चाहिए सर?
बहुत सारे डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजी वर्टिकल्स में अलग अलग टारगेट सेट किए हुए हैं। AI की फील्ड में अगर बात करें स्पेसिफिकली, तो प्रधानमंत्री जी की इस ऐतिहासिक थर्ड टर्म में बहुत बड़ा फोकस रहेगा अपना खुद का देश का सॉवरेन AI मॉडल, एक नहीं कई सारे। सेकंड, बहुत सारे स्मॉल मॉडल्स जो कि फोकस्ड प्रॉब्लम के ऊपर फोकस्ड हो, जैसे एग्रीकल्चर के लिए रिलेटेड कोई एक हो, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन से कुछ हो, वेदर फोरकास्टिंग से रिलेटेड कुछ हो, मॉनसून के पैटर्न को समझने के लिए कुछ हो, एकदम फोकस्ड मॉडल्स। थर्ड, GPU अपना बनना चाहिए। फोर्थ, अपने स्टार्टअप्स को सारी कैपेबिलिटीज जो दुनिया में आज अवेलेबल है, मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल स्टार्टअप्स को फैसिलिटीज मिलनी चाहिए। और फिफ्थ, जो टैलेंट पूल है हमारा, टैलेंट पूल हर वक्त बढ़ता रहे, हर वक्त ग्रो होता रहे, ज्यादा से ज्यादा यूनिवर्सिटीज में बेस्ट पॉसिबल करिकुलम बन पाए, लोगों को, हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी पे हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस मिल पाए। ये 5 टारगेट्स लेके चल रहे हैं।
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. When we are speaking about AI, 3 I's of AI, which I say innovation, impact, and integration.
Fourth is India.
Fourth is India, sir. Absolutely. So fourth is India. So when it comes to the other I, the intrinsic compliances to regulation, compliance, and law of the land, how do you suggest, sir, so that whether it is a startup, industry, or maybe within the government, we do not land into the flip side of it?
Thank you for asking this question. Again, our approach is very different from the Western world. And again, in the European Council, the people really appreciated our approach. Our approach is finding techno-legal solutions rather than simply passing a law and then trying to implement it. And that's why we have given projects to different institutions, including the IITs and NITs. And some of the solutions have really come up very well. For example, at IIT Jodhpur, the solution to detect deepfake in a very authentic way, that has really come up well. Only day before yesterday, we had a deepfake coming from where President Trump is saying something about our northeastern states. and we could immediately point it out authentically that yes, this is a deepfake, and we could take legal action. So our approach is finding technical solutions to complement the legal methods, and it will be almost 80% technical, 20% legal.
So one question I have in terms of just extending from there, security becomes a deep concern, and I'm not just talking about now it is at it's at nation level that you have different kind of breaches. So what is being done in terms of bolstering that?
You're talking of data breaches or talking of
Data breaches and our own security, and how do we ensure that our own data is completely protected and so on.
If you are talking of cybersecurity, from about 46th or 47th position, today our country is among the top 10 cybersecurity readiness index countries. There are multiple aspects to it. One is the way we own, the way we ourselves use our systems, the way we have the basic hygiene in using the systems, and that is something which is, I would say, almost 40-50% of the cybersecurity challenges come when we don't use the things, don't use our systems properly. So that is one awareness that we must create, and I'll request DataQuest as well as the industry, entire IT industry, to take a big campaign on it, the way RBI and SEBI have taken campaigns on cyber frauds related to financial transactions. Similar cybersecurity campaign IT industry and organizations like DataQuest, PCQuest must take up. That will really help. From the government side, we have taken up many campaigns in the past, and that has really helped. Second, we must develop many tools. Cybersecurity tools also are, that entire industry needs to be brought into a more democratized way, where certain platforms should be developed by the industry and government would be very willing to support it. And then we can have multiple smaller use cases built on top of that. If the industry takes the lead in this, we'll be very happy to support. At a national level, creating a framework where all the critical organizations, they are developing their SOCs, that is already progressing very well, and starting with the power generation and power transmission organizations, the internet-based organizations, our transportation networks, they are all very focused on developing the SOCs, making sure that there is quick action, and also developing the technical solutions.
Thank you. A big round of applause to the DataQuest Person of the Year.
Thank you.
And sir, may I request you for a group photograph with the awards?
May I request people to please settle down? There's just one last small little thing left and some happy endings with the gifts and the surprises. Also, we have an awardee who was slightly late and has come after the award ceremony. Can I please invite on stage Mr. Sanjay Kumar Gupta, IT Head, Samman Capital Limited. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Sanjay Gupta, please? Music for the awardee. Can everybody please sit down? Meenu Saraslawala, our executive editor, will give the award. Congratulations, Mr. Sanjay. Thank you so much. Can I request the audience that side to please settle down? We have a few announcements to make before we end the proceedings. We have another awardee in the house. Yeah. We have another awardee in the house. May I please invite on stage Mr. Rajesh Pandita, CISA, CISM, CISSP, IRSL. The award category is Enterprise Integration and Compliance Leader. The award will be given by Rachna Garga, Senior VP and Group Head Cyber Media. Can we have you on stage, sir? This is for pioneering the One IT program to enhance cross-entity collaboration, leading seamless M&A transitions, and driving global IT initiatives. Thank you so much. On that note, what a phenomenal session. We heard the past, the present, and what the future withholds. We are honored that some of the biggest visionaries in India tech industry explored India's AI roadmap and celebrated innovation at its finest. A huge congratulations to all the winners and a heartfelt thank you to all our speakers and jury members for making this event a grand success. Till we keep innovating and keep leading, I would now like to invite Rachna Garga, Senior VP and Group Head Cyber Media, handling Data Quest, PC Quest, Voice and Data, DQ channels, and CIOL, with over 3 decades of experience in IT, media, and tech domain, to deliver the thank you note and also announce the name of the winners of the special lucky draw and the online engagement.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's almost the end of the day, but give me a few minutes and I'll ensure that this is one of the best evenings for you. I'm very grateful and thankful to all the invited guests and the honorable speakers, panelists, award winners, our moderators, the partners who have supported us, as well as the associations. It was indeed a pleasure to host the Honorable Minister and the guest of honor with us, Mr. Vinod Dham. So while I have to do my duty, let me just start by saying thanks to all the team members from Cyber Media, the entire team led by Mr. Pradeep Gupta, our Chairman and Managing Director, as well as Dhaval, who's the director for cyber media, Mr. Thomas George, our managing editor and president, the entire team of DataQuest led by Sunil Rajguru. He's not here, he's not well, he's based out of Bangalore, but Neenu, who was actively present here, along with Poona Bharti from the DataQuest editorial team, the social media team led by Prateek, who's here. Along with him is Chandrama, we have Kiran. These are the names which I am saying, but there are more people behind the scene. Circulation team led by, again by the, Alok and his team. In the same time, the people from the sales and marketing are also here, and the conference team along with Vikas, Sudhir Arora. We have people, Ravi Kant, we have Chandar, we have Atif, who's part of the team from the conference management side. And at the same time, if I'm missing anyone, I would like to just say thanks to Ankit, who's behind the show, his entire team. I think we could give a round of applause for Ankit and his team, who have managed the show along with Satyam, Sonali. The whole show, the entire arrangements have been made by Ankit's team. So these are the whole team behind us. But while we'll end up the show, I wanted to make some announcements. There are some winners for the day. There were the five early bird winners who came in the morning. We have one lucky draw winner from the bowl, the fish bowl, which is available. And for the social media post, the top 5 engaging posts which we did. So that while the team brings that up on stage, are we ready with that? Okay. I'll just read out any 5 or all?
Any, you have to pick one by one.
These 5? Which 5, please? I'm reading out 5 names. Is this early bird? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay. So many early birds then. Okay. So in the early bird also we have a lucky draw. Sanjeev Kumar, EIL, is he here? I'm calling the next one then. Suneet Malhotra, CTO, Icon Group, is he here? No? Mr. BK Pathak, Technical Director, NIC. Okay, sir. I have Sumit. Oh. I have Arvind Kumar here, Internet Advisory. Is he here? Ajay Kumar Chaudhary, Steel Authority of India. Give me some more. Okay. Prahlad Singh, NIC. No. Mr. Naresh Guru, IBM. Okay. That's the second one. I'll read out the other names in the meantime. Mr. Pradeep Juneja, Institute of Electronics. IBM. Pradeep Juneja, is he here? No, he's not here. Oh, you're there, sir. Nice. Names. From Toyota, MGF Toyota, Puneet Bansal, Ravikant Relan, Green Energy Solution. So Toyota, sir? Okay. Ravikant Relan, is he here? Green Energy. Abhijit, are you there? Oh, yeah. Abhijit is there. Vivek Kapoor? Done? Okay, done. Okay. I have a few more announcements. I will request everyone. So all the details of proceedings of this event will be available on DataQuest, in our magazine, on the website, on our social handles, on the YouTube channel. Currently, the entire program is made available, and we should be able to, you can go and check all our social media posts. We also have the winners of the 5 social engagements, the top 5 people. Okay. So we are collating that, and our team will get back to you on those people who have won the award in the top 5 social engagement channels. I think that's it from our side. In the meantime, I would like everyone. Oh, we have one more lucky draw for the with a mobile phone. Whoever is available here. So one last lucky draw, which is the lucky draw, is Deepthi Kiran Gurudas University here. Okay. Just open some more. Cards, I can't. Sushil Kumar Mittal, MMTC. Oh, yes, sir. You're the lucky one. Thank you. You can. With this, we invite you for networking tea and coffee outside, and could spend interact with each other. Thank you very much. Have a safe day. Have a safe evening. Thank you. Can you take these? ये सारे ले लो।